Demon Slayer follows the story of Tanjiro Kamado, a young man who lives with his family in the snowy mountains. One day, he returns home to find that his entire family has been slaughtered in a demon attack, with the exception of his younger sister Nezuko, who has begun to transform into a demon herself. A demon slayer named Giyu Tomioka appears and tells Tanjiro to go find Sakonji Urokodaki on Mount Sagiri. Along the way, Tanjiro and Nezuko encounter a demon and successfully restrain it, but Tanjiro finds himself hesitant to kill it. They eventually meet Urokodaki, who puts Tanjiro through a test to prove his worthiness and accepts him as his student. Tanjiro trains under Urokodaki to become a member of the Demon Slayer Corps, but must pass the final selection to be recognized as one. He successfully completes his training and survives the 7 days of final selection, and returns to Urokodaki's where he reunites with him and Nezuko. He receives his sword from a swordsmith named Haganazuka, and his Kasugai Crow, a familiar used by the Demon Slayers as a messenger, soon appears to provide him with details for his first mission. Tanjiro investigates some missing girls in a northwest village, meets Kazumi, whose fiancée vanished, intervenes to rescue the next victim from the swamp demon, and struggles to protect Kazumi and the girl while trying to defeat him, and is overwhelmed until Nezuko intervenes. They defeat the demons, and Tanjiro asks about Muzan Kibutsuji, suspected to be the first demon, and able to turn people into demons. Tanjiro goes to the next mission in Tokyo's Asakusa, detects the scent from his house the day his family was killed, and follows it to find Muzan in disguise. Muzan escapes and turns a passerby into a demon. Tanjiro is rescued by Tamayo, who wants to take down Muzan as well. Tanjiro and Nezuko are brought to Tamayo's place, and she reveals that it may be possible to create a cure for becoming a demon, but they are suddenly attacked by 2 demons, Suzumaru and Yahaba. Tamayo reveals that the demons are not of the 12 Kizuki or 12 moons, the 12 strongest demons that serve Muzan, as they don't have a number in their eyes. After defeating the 2 demons, the siblings depart for their next mission, and Tanjiro encounters another demon slayer from the final selection, who is harassing a woman into marrying him. Tanjiro stops the demon slayer, Zenitsu Agatsuma, from disturbing the woman. He reveals he hoped to die during the final selection due to his weakness and low resolve. The 2 are directed by Tanjiro's crow to their next location, a large woodland mansion where a demon has taken the brother of 2 children, Shoichi and Teruko. Inside, they are separated by the supernatural nature of the mansion and encounter a powerful demon, the drum demon, Kyogai. Tanjiro and Zenitsu team up to fight and defeat Kyogai, with Tanjiro using his water breathing to adapt to the demon's unique movements, and Zenitsu is revealed to be very strong, but only when he sleeps. Afterward, they find a rogue boar-headed, which is only a mask, demon slayer, Inosuke Hashibira, who reveals he had known all along that Tanjiro had a demon in a box with him. Thanks to his incredible sense of smell, they defeat the demon, and the group bury the dead and recover before being directed to their next mission on Mount Natagumo, on which both Zenitsu and Inosuke join Tanjiro. Along the way, they encounter other demon slayers who have been controlled by webs, and a short demon who orders them to leave or be killed by Mother. The Demon Slayer Corps then sends 2 slayers from Hashira, or the Pillars, a group of the strongest demon slayers, Giyu and Shinobu, to assist them. Tanjiro and his allies face off against various demons, including the puppeteer demon Mother and the spider demon Sun. Along the way, they also encounter members of the 12 Kizuki, Rui, holding the position of lower rank 5. Through their battles, the characters face their own personal struggles and reflect on their training and past experiences. They ultimately succeed in defeating their enemies, but not without suffering heavy losses and injuries. This arc also delves into the complex relationships and dynamics within demon families, as well as the moral implications of killing demons. Tanjiro is put on trial by the Hashira for carrying his demon sister Nezuko. The Hashira debate whether he should be executed, but their master Kagaya Ubuyashiki intervenes and tells them not to be hasty. Tanjiro explains Nezuko's situation, but the Hashira are skeptical and claim it to be his bias. Sanemi Shinazugawa, a harsh and aggressive member of the Hashira, stabs Nezuko multiple times, but she is able to resist his taunts, proving that she can resist human blood. Kagaya recognizes both Tanjiro and Nezuko as demon slayers and assigns Tanjiro the task of killing a Kazuki demon first. The siblings are taken to the Butterfly Mansion to recover, where they meet Shinobu's protege Kanao Tsuyuri. The Hashira discuss the worsening damage caused by the demons and the less skilled new demon slayers. Tanjiro continues to train and eventually beats Kanao. He receives a new sword from Haganezuka and reaffirms his goal to aid Tamayo's research and return his sister's humanity. After the training, a Kasugai crow tells the trio of their new mission to the Mugen train, where 40 people have disappeared. He farewells the people of the mansion, including Kanao. The three arrive at the train station, but Inosuke causes a commotion, attracting the police. They are forced to flee due to demon slayers not being recognized by the government, which is unaware that demons exist. They jump onto the train as it leaves, which has Kyojuro Rengoku, the fire pillar, on board. The arc follows the journey of our protagonists, Tanjiro, Nezuko, Zenitsu, and Inosuke, and Kyojuro Rengoku, as they board the Mugen train in search of a dangerous demon plaguing the town. Kyojuro, a flame Hashira, is tasked with finding and killing the demon, and he encounters two bento vendors along the way, who he saves from the demon's attacks. On the Mugen train, Kyojuro meets up with the others, and together they face the challenges posed by the demon Enmu. The demon slayers fall asleep and are trapped in a dream created by Enmu, who uses his blood demon art to attack them. Tanjiro, being unaffected by the blood demon art, manages to awaken himself and save his friends. However, they are soon faced with a new challenge when they encounter Enmu in the real world, who has fused with the entire train. The four demon slayers work together to defeat Enmu and save the passengers on the train. They eventually locate Enmu's real neck, and after a fierce battle, Tanjiro successfully beheads him with his Hinokami Kagura technique. However, their journey is far from over, as they are soon met by upper rank 3 Akaza, who tries to persuade Kyojuro into becoming a demon. Despite Kyojuro's refusal, the two engage in a battle to the death, with Akaza ultimately killing Kyojuro. Despite his death, Kyojuro's spirit lives on, reminding Tanjiro and Inosuke of the importance of their mission as demon slayers. They vow to continue their journey and become stronger, determined to protect the people from the dangers posed by demons. Our story kicks off with Akaza meeting Muzan disguised as a boy and pledges to avenge his fallen comrades by killing Tanjiro, who meets Kyojuro's brother Senjuro and his father Shinjuro, a former flame Hashira, who reacts violently toward him. However, Shinjuro eventually reveals to Tanjiro that he is a bearer of the first breathing technique, called sun breathing. Later, Senjuro expresses his gratitude to Tanjiro for delivering his brother's message. After 4 months, Tanjiro, Zenitsu, and Inosuke accompany the sound Hashira Tengen Uzui to their next mission, infiltrating the infamous Yoshiwara Red Light District, where demons are said to be living. Tengen had sent his 3 wives, Hinatsuru, Makio, and Suma, to infiltrate the 3 largest courtesan houses in the district, but had stopped receiving messages from them and was worried for their safety. In order to find clues, he sold Tanjiro, Inosuke, and Zenitsu to the houses, and they were all accepted as workers. It was revealed that Makio, one of Tengen's wives, was held captive in a secluded room, being restrained by numerous obi and enduring interrogations from a mysterious female voice. Inosuke investigated a room he believed to be Makio's, expecting to face a demon only to find it empty. However, he quickly sensed something moving through the ceiling and walls and began a pursuit, though to no avail. In the meantime, Zenitsu defended a girl from being scolded by Warabiheim, a beautiful but intimidating Oiran, recognizing her as a demon and being attacked by her in anger. It was later revealed that Warabiheim was an upper-rank 6 demon named Daki and commanded by Muzan. Afterward, Zenitsu was taken care of by the girls he had defended and stealthily captured by Daki. Tanjiro and Inosuke meet to exchange information, though their reunion is short-lived when they are interrupted by Tengen, who quickly realizes that Zenitsu is missing and urges Tanjiro and Inosuke to not risk their lives in search of him. Unwilling to leave him behind, the two rearm themselves for battle and head off once more. Tanjiro soon detects a scent coming from the direction of his house and returns to find Daki, who has absorbed the Oiran into her obi. The two begin to fight, with Daki easily overpowering Tanjiro. In an effort to protect her brother, Nezuko's box breaks, and Tanjiro must leave her stationary while he takes on Daki alone. Tengen finds Hinatsuru on the outskirts of the district, though she remains unable to contact him due to having poisoned herself to escape. Inosuke discovers a narrow passageway under his house that leads to a cavern full of obi, which Daki has used to absorb her victims. Inosuke tries to slay the obi, but decides to prioritize freeing the people trapped inside. With the help of Suma, Makio, and Zenitsu, as well as Tengen himself, he manages to free them all. Tanjiro continues his battle with Daki, struggling to keep up with her due to fatigue. Tanjiro battles Daki, causing immense destruction and taking the lives of many innocent people. The enraged Tanjiro unleashes a series of powerful attacks, but Daki transforms her neck into an obi, making it difficult to cut. Tanjiro collapses, but is saved by a vision from his late sister. When Daki approaches the injured Tanjiro, Nezuko appears and destroys her head with a kick, leading to a fight between Nezuko and Daki. Despite taking major injuries, Nezuko regenerates them almost instantly, throws Daki into an inhabited building and goes to attack a civilian, but Tanjiro intervenes and restrains her. Tengen arrives and beheads Daki, but her brother Gyutaro emerges from within her and begins to fight Tengen. Overwhelmed, Tengen struggles to stand his ground while protecting the civilians. Tanjiro manages to calm Nezuko down, and the group works together to defeat Gyutaro. Tanjiro and Tengen face off against the powerful Gyutaro. Meanwhile, Zenitsu and Inosuke face off against Daki, with Inosuke eventually managing to see off her head. However, Gyutaro appears and stabs Inosuke, retrieving Daki's head. Despite their efforts, Tengen is injured, and Tanjiro is left devastated. In the end, Zenitsu saves Tanjiro from an incoming attack, reminding him that they must keep fighting. Despite being at a disadvantage, Tanjiro refuses to give up, fighting with everything he's got to protect his friends and sister Nezuko. In the end, he's able to immobilize Gyutaro, and with the help of Tengen and his fellow demon slayers, behead him. However, the victory comes at a cost as they are all injured, but Nezuko uses her blood demon art to burn away the poison and save everyone. The aftermath of the battle reveals Gyutaro's tragic past and the impact of his death on the demon society. Meanwhile, Tanjiro is praised by Obanai Iguro, the Serpent Pillar, and Kagaya for his potential and bravery, and the group takes a moment to embrace each other and reflect on their survival. With one less upper-rank demon to worry about, the group sets their sights on their ultimate goal, defeating Muzan and ending the demon invasion. The first episode boasted an impressive length of nearly 50 minutes, so we have plenty of content to break down. The episode opened in Infinity Castle, which acts as a sort of HQ for Muzan and the demons. Upper rank 3, Akaza, is one of the first to arrive after Muzan, the Demon King, summons them for a meeting. He has a quarrel with upper rank 2, Doma, after the latter wouldn't take his hand off Akaza's shoulder. Muzan expresses his anger towards his demons for being unable to find the blue spider lily after all this time, and for being unable to wipe out the Ubayashiki family. Muzan then dispatches upper rank 4 and 5, Hantengu and Gyoko, to the Swordsmith Village. We get a look at a short flashback scene to the past, where Sumiyoshi Kamado is speaking with Yoriichi Tsugikuni. Sumiyoshi tells him that he will pass down his name to posterity, but Yoriichi responds that there is no need to do such a thing, as his name is worthless due to his failure to protect those around him. We then cut back to the future as Tanjiro awakens at Butterfly Mansion. Tanjiro heads out the front of Butterfly Mansion after some recovery time from his previous battle. He meets a guide who has been sent to take him on his next mission to the Swordsmith Village. After being passed from guide to guide to ensure no one knows where the village is located, Tanjiro arrives and removes his blindfold to see a bustling village full of swordsmiths. It is then revealed that the love Hashira, Mitsuri Kanroji, is also currently at the Swordsmith Village. Tanjiro meets her and they catch up before parting ways. Mitsuri then leaves the village. Genya is also in the village and Tanjiro bathes in the hot springs with him. As it turns out, the boy looked familiar because he's a Hashira. More specifically, the Mist Hashira Muichiro Tokito. Tanjiro arrives to help the young swordsmith out, and it turns out that Muichiro wants the swordsmith to give him the key to a strange box that stands behind them. The young swordsmith refuses, and Tanjiro gets up in Muichiro's face, telling him to stop being so harsh. Muichiro tells Tanjiro to shut up and knocks him out cold. When he awakes, Tanjiro is told that there's a doll in the box that is modeled after a swordsman from 300 years ago. The doll is called Yoriichi Type 0, and Muichiro is currently training against it. The young swordsmith tells Tanjiro that his name is Kotetsu and that his ancestors built the Yoriichi Type 0. He becomes angry at his own inability, and Tanjiro cheers him up. Once Muichiro leaves, Tanjiro trains against the Yoriichi Type 0 and manages to take off its head using a sword that Kotetsu gave him. Protruding from where the head was is a sword stuffed inside the doll. Tanjiro and Kotetsu exclaim that this sword must be from at least 300 years ago. Haganezuka arrives and steals the sword away from Tanjiro so he can perfect it. Meanwhile, the demons are closing in on the Swordsmith Village. Tanjiro talks with Genya for a while before the scene cuts, and we see Tanjiro sitting with Muichiro and talking while Nezuko sleeps. As they talk, Hantengu crawls into the room, and Muichiro quickly reacts by launching an attack. Hantengu dodges, and Tanjiro joins the fight by using Hinokami Kagura. Hantengu creates his 4 clones: Sakido, Aizetsu, Karaku, and Urogi. The battle ensues against them, and Muichiro is blown away into the forest. This leaves Tanjiro and Nezuko against Sakido and Karaku. Genya joins the battle and begins to battle against Aizetsu. Urogi uses his flying capabilities to snatch Tanjiro from the battle. Tanjiro instructs Nezuko to help Genya in their fight. Muichiro lands in the forest after being blown away and finds Kotetsu being cornered by a fish look-alike demon. He saves Kotetsu and kills the demon. Elsewhere, Urogi puts Tanjiro down, and the two of them begin their one-on-one fight. Tanjiro lands attacks, but also takes damage from Urogi's claws. Tanjiro makes his way back over to Nezuko and Genya while fighting Urogi, but the Demon Slayers are overpowered by the demons. While attempting to lead Kotetsu to safety, Muichiro encounters the upper rank 5 demon, Gyoko, in the forest. Gyoko immediately starts hurling insults at Muichiro as an attempt to irritate him. Muichiro begins his fight against him, but gets trapped in a bowl of water that Gyoko created. We cut to the Swordsmith Village itself, which is under attack by demons. Mitsuri arrives and saves the village chief from a demon by using her love breathing. Back at the main battle, Tanjiro gets back up to fight some more. He uses Hinokami Kagura and decapitates 3 out of the 4 Hantengu clones. The 4th clone, Aizetsu, has had his head eaten by none other than Genya. After doing this, Genya's appearance is similar to a demon's frothing at the mouth and black, evil-looking eyes. Episode 6 focuses mainly on Genya's past. Genya's older brother is Sanemi, the current Wind Hashira, who is known for his aggressive nature. In the past, Genya and Sanemi lived together with their parents and many siblings. Their father was abusive towards all of them and was killed by someone from his past who he angered. But one night, when he was waiting for his mother, a demon struck late at night, killing all of Genya's siblings and almost killing him. Sanemi tackled the demon out of the window and saved Genya's life. When Genya caught up with Sanemi, it turned out that Sanemi had killed the demon, but sustained injuries. The problem was, the demon was their mother. The only family that Genya and Sanemi now have left are each other. Cut back to the present. Tanjiro yells at Genya and tells him to keep control of himself. It takes a while, but Genya begins to tear up at Tanjiro's words. In episode 7, Hantengu calls all of his 4 clones to merge into one being, a being named Zohakuten. The demon takes the form of a child, but possesses incredible strength. Tanjiro, Nezuko, and Genya give it their best shot to defeat him, but he is too strong. Meanwhile, Muichiro is still locked in battle against Gyoko. He is stuck inside a water ball and struggles to get out. Inside a nearby shed, Haganezuka is hammering away at the 300-year-old sword that he is getting ready for Tanjiro. Gyoko notices him and begins ruthlessly attacking him from behind. Muichiro recalls words that he thinks Tanjiro once said to him. His memory corrects itself, and he remembers the person who said such words to him, his father. He breaks out of the water ball and confronts Gyoko again. Episode 8 gives us an insight into Muichiro's past. Muichiro had an identical twin older brother named Yuichiro. After their father died attempting to get medicine for their sick mother, Yuichiro began to despise him for dying. Muichiro, the kinder brother, couldn't understand this. Soon after, their mother succumbed to her illness and passed, leaving Muichiro and Yuichiro alone together. A demon attacks their home, and Yuichiro is injured badly. Muichiro goes on an uncharacteristic, violent rampage, killing the demon. When he returns to the house, Yuichiro has lost too much blood and dies, his final words being a prayer to God to save his brother Muichiro. Cut back to the present. Now that Muichiro has regained his memories, he can attack Gyoko freely without restraints. He slices off one of Gyoko's arms easily, and Gyoko notices a shift in ability coming from Muichiro. Feeling confident after regaining his memories, Muichiro calmly and precisely attacks Gyoko with his missed attacks. Many connect, but one clean slice decapitates Gyoko and puts him down for good. Gyoko's body disintegrates, and Muichiro takes a breather after the tough battle. Elsewhere, Tanjiro, Nezuko, and Genya are still failing to defeat the unimaginably tough Zohakuten. They get back up after every blow, but Zohakuten's tree trunk-like attacks keep on beating them down. When hope seems lost, Mitsuri joins the battle. She gives the 3 of them some encouraging words and gets ready to fight. Mitsuri charges at Zohakuten. She slices through the tree trunks and gets to Zohakuten first time. Unfortunately, she gets caught by a massive energy blast directly from Zohakuten's mouth. She's shocked and paralyzed after this, so the other 3 needed to regroup and attack fast before Zohakuten finished the job. Before we see what happened, we get a flashback to Mitsuri's past. Mitsuri originally had black hair, and we find out that her signature pink and green hair was caused by her eating too much Sakura mochi as a child. While Mitsuri was always trying to find a partner, her strength and excessive eating habits were not viewed as ladylike, so she had a lot of trouble in that department. The reason she joined the Demon Slayer Corps was to find someone strong who she can marry. Cut back to the present, Tanjiro and Genya formulate a plan to chase down and kill the tiny Hantengu who is creating the clones, in the hope that doing so will also kill Zohakuten. The final episode begins with Tanjiro, Genya, and Nezuko chasing down Hantengu, while Mitsuri keeps Zohakuten at bay. Hantengu sets his sights on 3 young swordsmiths and chases them down in an attempt to eat them and regain strength. The problem is, the sun is rising, and Nezuko isn't in her box. Tanjiro is faced with a decision: go back and save Nezuko, or kill Hantengu and save the young swordsmiths. Tanjiro tries to shield Nezuko, but the sun shines through and burns her skin. After she pushes him away, Tanjiro finishes Hantengu off for good, which also kills Zohakuten. Mitsuri comes running over and hugs everyone, stating how lucky they are to be alive. They all share shock at how Nezuko can now walk freely in the sun without being disintegrated. Before his death, Hantengu managed to convey information regarding Nezuko's immunity to sunlight to Muzan, who is overjoyed that the one to resist the sun has finally become. Tanjiro gets ready to leave the Swordsmith Village, and many swordsmiths thank him for his efforts and for saving their home. As we bid farewell to Demon Slayer Season 3, the echoes of battles won and lost linger in the air. The Swordsmith Village stands as a testament to the resilience of our heroes. Join us in anticipation as the story unfolds, promising even more thrills, mysteries, and heart-stopping moments in the upcoming Hashira training arc. Until then, check out my other videos.